नमस्कार सिक्किम फेरि पनि हजुरहरूको समक्ष आएको छु केही कुरा लिएर हिजोको जुन हाम्रो इन्टरेक्सन्स भएको थियो हजुरहरूको सँग अनि जुन सजेसन्सहरू मैले राखेको थिएँ कि एउटा इन्टेलेक्चुअल प्यानल बनाएर हाम्रो जतिजना क्यान्डिडेट्सहरू छ एमपी इलेक्सनको लागि फर द पोजिसन अफ मेम्बर अफ पार्लियामेन्ट त्यसको सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ मेरोमा थुप्रो राम्रो रियाक्सन्स पनि आयो एन्ड धेरै कुराहरू उहाँले सोध्नुहुँदैछ आई एम ट्राइङ टु गिभ माई आन्सर्स इन द बेस्ट वे पोसिबल बट एउटा राम्रो कुरा यस्तो हुँदैछ कि दिस इन्टरेक्सन्स द्याट आइम डुइङ जुन यो भिडियो हामीले बनाउँदैछु मेरो जर्नलिस्टिक फ्रेन्ड्सहरू आएर जुन इन्टरेक्सन्सहरूको रेकर्डिङहरू गर्दैछ त्यसबाट चाहिँ एउटा कुरा चाहिँ सिद्ध हुँदैछ कि पिपल आर नाउ इन्भल्भ डेफिनेटली इन द इलेक्सन प्रोसेस अनि एउटा सोच र विचार अब चाहिँ डेभलप हुन थालेको छ कि द राइट क्यान्डिडेट सुड बी आइडेन्टिफाइड एन्ड द राइट क्यान्डिडेट सुड बी इलेक्टेड हिजोको जुन मैले सजेसन राखेको थियो त्यसको सन्दर्भमा आई डिड नट एक्सपेक्ट कि यति छिटो यति राम्रो अनि यति लार्ज क्वान्टिटीमा दे विल बी रियाक्सन्स त्यसमा चाहिँ इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुराहरू पनि आएको छ अनि आज केही इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुराहरू म हजुरहरूको अगाडि राख्छु मैले जहिले पनि हाम्रो जतिजना मेरो कन्टेस्टिङ क्यान्डिडेट्सहरू छ एस्टिम्ड पोलिटिसियन्स एस्टिम्ड फ्रेन्ड्स हु आर कन्टेस्टिङ द इलेक्सन्स अलङ विथ मी फर द पोजिसन अफ मेम्बर अफ पार्लियामेन्ट फ्रम सिक्किम मैले जहिले पनि उनीहरूको बारेमा राम्रो कुराहरू भेटेको छु मलाई I have understood so many good things about them. Every one of them, each one of them, I know a lot of things. So I'm very happy and खुशी को कुरा that I'm part of a generation of leaders who are at this moment trying to get themselves elected. Election को process में आएर हजुरहरूको support लिएर सबैजनाले प्रयत्नशील they are all trying their best प्रयत्नशील हो सबैजना कि they should get elected. म मेरो साथीहरूसँग कुरा गर्दाखेरि इन्टरेक्सन्सहरू गर्दाखेरि मैले जहिले पनि मेरो आफ्नो क्यान्डिडेट्सहरू हु आर कन्टेस्टिङ विथ मी उनीहरूको बारेमा म जहिले पनि राम्रो कुराहरू राखेको एन्ड टुडे अल्सो आई वुड लाइक टु गो अहेड विथ द्याट पर्टिकुलर सेन्स अफ माइन्ड कि मेरो साथीहरू दे आर रियली इलस्ट्रियस एन्ड दे हेभ गट अ लट अफ थिङ्स टु अफर टु सिक्किम एन्ड इन द प्रोसेस whoever gets selected they will do a great job. That includes me also. I am also waiting to get elected so that I can also do a good job. Now, having said this, एकजनाको नाम म आज उल्लेख गर्नेवाला छु हजुरहरूको अगाडि त्यो चाहिँ सिनियर पोलिटिसियन हु हेज बिन द प्रेसिडेन्ट अफ अ very old national party, that is the Indian National Congress. Bharat Basnatji, everybody knows him. Very competent person, highly respected leader. I know him personally and he is a good friend of mine. मैले जहिले पनि उहाँलाई प्रेज गर्दाखेरि some of the questions that I have received or people wanted to know through Bharatji, they have said to me that they wanted to interact with him. तर unfortunately responseहरू उहाँकोबाट भरत बस्नेतजीकोबाट उनीहरू भएको छैन अहिलेसम्म. Maybe I'm sure in due course of time, very soon, Bharatji will definitely address whatever they want to know about him. But they approached me saying that you know Bharatji very well. Bharatji को बारेमा जहिले पनि तपाईं राम्रो कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ. So why don't you also try to enlighten us with some information about Bharatji? So I said that is not correct. It is not the right way to do. You should approach him directly. This is something that he has to interact with you and he has to come out. But they said that we know that you speak very eloquently. कहिले तपाईले नेगेटिभ कुरा गर्नुहुन्न. So we expect you to be part of this discussion which they have already initiated with me. प्रश्न पहिला आयो यस्तो कि भरतजी has been a very senior politician अनि 150 वर्ष old, more than 150 years old. The National Congress Party, which has given independence, which has been primarily responsible in garnering support from the Indian people, भारतको जनताकोबाट आशीर्वादले अनि सहयोगले अनि जबरदस्त एउटा मुभमेन्ट इन्डिपेन्डेन्स को बेलामा the Indian Congress has been able to guide the country to towards independence. And Bharatji was the president of this party in Sikkim state को वहाँ से अध्यक्ष को पद में थिए यत्रो धेरै वर्ष तो उहाँहरूको यो मेरो जुन साथीहरू मलाई घेरेको थियो प्रश्न गर्दै थियो धेरै मेरो बारेमा पनि धेरै प्रश्नहरू राखेको थियो in the course of that they asked me about Bharatji and some other candidates also, which I will discuss later on. Today I am dedicating this particular thing towards my good friend Bharatji. So they asked me, why did Bharatji leave such a huge, big, colossal Indian National Congress Party, in which he was very, very nicely placed as the president of the Sikkim state unit. Why did he leave the Congress? I said, this question I will not be able to answer directly. This question you should put directly to Bharat Basnatji so that he is able to answer this. That why did he leave the Congress? Then the second question came up. That why did he leave the Congress of 150 years old and more to join a party which is called the Citizen Action Party of Sikkim, which has been just born 150 वर्ष भन्दा ठुलो अवधिको एउटा जबरदस्त national party like छोडेर why has he decided to join a very, very newly born party led by some of the local leaders of Sikkim? I said this question also Bharatji has to answer because he has joined. I'm not aware of the fact why he has joined, why did he leave the Congress and why did he join the CAMP party, the Citizen Action Party, which is just born. Again, I would request all of you to put up this question to Bharatji only. He will be the best person to answer this question. Then the third question, I don't know, they were going on and on and on. And they felt that maybe I would be able to give some tangible answers. But as I said, if personal questions are asked, even though Bharatji is a very good friend of mine, it is not correct of me to answer those questions directly myself. So I directed them, or rather redirected them, that at the earliest you must be knowing where to find Bharatji. I am sure he will be able to answer and satisfy you. And they were saying that the people of Sikkim wants to know why did Bharatji leave a 150-year-old party and join the CAMP, the Citizen Action Party, which has just been born. Not only we, the people of Sikkim would like to know. After I have redirected them, arko एउटा question आया, and they said that this question will be asked to you also. But since you are the first time contestant in this parliamentary election, we cannot put this question to you. But maybe at a later date, when you are able to give us better answers about yourself, कि तपाईं किन politics मा आउनुभयो, किन तपाईं as an independent candidate you have joined in the race to become the parliamentary member on behalf of Sikkim. So they wanted to ask all these questions, but it has to go in a proper way. So I was telling them that every single leader, your 14 candidates, every single leader is competent to answer questions. That is why interactions with the press, in which I had requested कि intellectual committee form गरेर त्यसमा चाहिँ intellectual व्यक्तित्वहरू बसेर senior level people, senior citizens, accomplished people, retired officers, anyone connected with education, health, the state why we are famous for is tourism. So anyone connected with tourism, anyone connected with any sector which has got direct connection with Sikkim and its people, they can sit in that committee of intellectuals. And सबै 14 जना बसेर we should sit and they can put the questions to us and हामी चाहिँ answer दिउँ. So in that case, what would have happened? This type of questions that they are asking to me about Bharatji or about anybody else or about me to others, it was not necessary. We could have sat down together and answered the questions directly. That would have given Sikkim ko jantaलाई, votersहरूलाई एउटा direct एउटा approach as to how to analyze the performance and how to analyze that which candidate is fit to become the representative of the Sikkim people in the Indian Parliament. Anyway, having said this, I was the third question pani aaya unharko. And that was a little bit embarrassing for me. Again, it was directly connected with Bharatji himself. But I would make a request to Bharatji through this particular program that if such type of questions are being asked about you, and if I am already referring this in this particular program towards you, kindly answer these questions for the benefit of the people so that they don't ask further questions. This is my request to Bharatji, who is my very, very good friend and president of the this thing recently formed CAP. Having said this, the third question they asked was, during this 150-year-old party which he led as the president of the Sikkim State Unit, the जुन अवधिमा उहाँ चाहिँ अध्यक्षको पदमा बस्नु भएको थियो, यो अवधिमा हाम्रो भरतजीले सिक्किम स्टेटको लागि, सिक्किमिस जनताको लागि as the president of the Congress party उहाँले के गर्नुभयो? This was a very, very embarrassing question to me. I said again the same thing. You need to direct this question to Bharatji himself. If possible, if I see him or if I meet him, I would definitely forward this question. And I'm sure he is also looking into this sakshatkar, this interaction. Definitely I will call him up and tell him that please go through this. And these questions which have been raised by the people of Sikkim, please try to answer them so that we are also enlightened. I would also like to know. These are some questions which answers I also do not know. I would also like to know because, as I said, I respect him, I respect Bharatji a lot, and I just hope and pray that all the queries that are being put up he is able to answer. Now, this particular question, that what has he done during the tenure that he was the president of the Congress party, that is a very valid question that can be asked to anybody, even to me. People can ask me that what have I done for Sikkim and the Sikkimese people when I was the General Secretary of the National Party, which is based in Delhi, but I was leading that party in a way as the General Secretary for quite some time. So this question can be put up to me also. Now, if it is put up, I think it is my duty to answer them. And I just feel and hope that Bharatji will also be able to answer this very, very pertinent question, which will help people to understand his capabilities as to what he has done and what he has been able to do during those very, very important years that he was attending to responsibilities as the president of the Congress party. Having said this, I would like to now move ahead. I would like to also come up with a very big suggestion once again that if the invitation which I have spoken to the press, which can be given to all the 14 candidates, it should be very clearly made public that all these people were called for an interaction program to make the people of Sikkim aware about who is the best candidate and who have agreed to come and be part of this discussion where questions will be put up by the intellectual body. That also not formed by any one of us, but by the journalistic fraternity. I would like to request the journalist fraternity once again to talk to everybody, send messages to everybody, fix up a date or venue or time so that we can come, because today is already the 11th and only a few days are left before we end our campaigning stint. And by that time, the people of this lovely state of Sikkim, this beautiful state of Sikkim, should be able to do and understand that this is what needs to be done by all of us so that we are able to have a clear-cut picture in our mind. Having said this, I would like to take this opportunity once again to thank everybody, especially my journalistic friends, for giving so much of time and coming across and interacting with me and taking up their time and their efforts to not only make this particular interactions that I'm taking part in, but I'm sure they are doing that equally for other candidates also, and at the same time making this vibrant election atmosphere electrifying in the days to come to the conclusions that I'm sure the Sikkimese people would like to have in their mind as to whom they should finally vote so that they get a vibrant and very, very effective person to go to Parliament and represent them there in the Hall of Democracy. Having said this, once again, I thank all of you for listening to me with more news and more views and more interactions, which is going to come up gradually from tomorrow onwards. Once again, I take your leave. Jai Hind, Jai Sikkim. Namaskar.